Hey, it's Adler from FM1021 here with Duke and Steve. From Garbage.
Yes, from Garbage.
You like that? You like that? That was the pause there. The new album,
pregnant one,
out June 10th, is out also on vinyl, which is good for visuals because it's bigger. I love the album, by the way, guys. This is great.
Thank you.
I do have to quickly tell you guys about how Garbage taught me about humility. Which, like every interview you guys have been doing starts out with.
Yeah.
Back in the late 90s, you guys were actually at a bar down in the square in Madison where you always hang out. You know the bar, probably.
Cafe Momont.
Jenna's.
Oh, Jenna's.
Yeah, Jenna's. So you guys are at the downstairs bar.
Sorry, Jenna's.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't even going to name drop, but I figured to do it. I was upstairs, and at this point, you guys were second album, and I met you guys once, and my two friends that were with me, we'd been drinking upstairs, and we walked downstairs. The stairs are narrow and wood, and I go, it's Duke and Butch from Garbage, and I'm like, I'm going to say hi to them, and my friends are, really impressive radio guy, and I fell down half the flight of stairs, but I fell heel out, ass on the wooden stair, so it just went,
boom, boom.
Except, yeah. And I popped up like you're stealing second. My heel hit the wood, and I popped right up, and the front door is right there, so I walked right out, and they go, "Come on, aren't you going to introduce us to Garbage?" and it's for years. I mean, a decade after that story comes up. So
you'll do anything for a laugh.
That's the morning show stuff, right? So I learned a lot about never bragging that you know someone you don't or met once, but now
it can trip you up.
Yes, literally and figuratively. Thank you for teaching me that.
Are you better now?
I'm better now. Yeah, I still fall downstairs occasionally.
Well, you're sitting down.
I'm sitting. Yeah, I can't.
See what happens.
I can't fall down an elevator shaft or something. Hey guys, it's that would be horrible. So this is last year. You guys did the 20th anniversary of the first album. How was the overlap? Were you done with the album when you were doing those live shows?
This record.
Yes, this record. Sorry.
We had begun it. Yeah, we had begun. We were actually well into it.
We mostly had to come back and finish mixing it. I think.
Okay.
Isn't that right?
Well, we did a little bit more work, but basically it was mostly mixing. Yeah, mostly mixing. So we pretty much had this in the can.
This took about 2.5 years. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like nonstop.
Well, that's the thought.
That's not
it's
true.
just straight
That's
2.5 years.
We would work for like 2 weeks, and we'd take 3 weeks off in 3 weeks. So it was over
chunks.
2.5 years.
In chunks.
Yeah.
But was it strange doing the old songs that you knew and then working? I mean, were you working on the new stuff? Or you like said it was in the can, so you weren't even rehearsing any new stuff, were you? Last year at this time?
No.
Okay.
No. We had to rehearse this stuff later as we were preparing for this tour. So, but I don't know. I think that tour that you're referring to, the 20th anniversary tour, informed us a little bit. I think we kind of appreciated what we had done back then and remembered what we had done. We had to really study all that music again.
Yeah.
So it's possible that record had a bit of an influence on this record. I don't know.
I think you're right.
I think that it was kind of a learning experience for us. It wasn't just a nostalgic thing.
It was, yeah.
It was kind of a remembering what we had done and kind of relearn that stuff. And it developed a new appreciation for it.
Well, it turned out beautifully. The album is great.
Thank you.
They always say there's too many cooks in the kitchen, but you guys produce. Everyone in the band is really producers, so you're technically talking about chefs in the kitchen. You're not talking about cooks. When you go through some of these songs, Empty has some really aggressive drums in there, which is Duke's work. So I mean, when you're going through these songs, do the producing credits really reflect who produced it? Or I mean, after 20 years, you just agree?
By the time any particular song is done, or by the time the whole record is done, I think it's fair to say that we all four have produced it. I mean, Shirley's never really been thought of in the press or spoken of in the press as a producer, but she has just as many ideas as we do, production-wise. So I think it's fair to say that we all have our hand in it. I mean, Butch has a much higher profile, and much deservedly so. And he is the producer among us who knows more than, or has had more experiences with other bands and stuff. But I think when it comes to Garbage, we're all hands on.
So do you all say, all right, this song is done, we're not going to tinker with it anymore, let's...
That's the hardest part.
I was going to say, that's what I see like other, we could do 3 more deep layers of drums. It's like,
Yeah, that comes up.
It's usually just the deadline that sometimes, eventually there's gonna be a deadline and it has to be done.
Yeah.
In order to get made into that.
even
And-
after 2.5 years, right?
Yeah, and that's really what dictates whether it's done or not. Otherwise, we'd still be working on our first album if we didn't have to finish it.
It happens like that. The other song on the album, the album's right in front of me. Night Drive Loneliness is just like a very sexy song. It's kind of drips with.
Well, thank you.
Who is writing? Who's doing it? Again, the most of the writing done amongst the band, or
Well, that song was definitely that song was pieced together over the course of many months. We actually almost didn't put that song on the record
Really?
because we had worked on it so many times early on that we had kind of put it aside and had pretty much forgotten about it.
yeah.
And as we were looking at the list on the board one day, we said, let's listen to Night Drive Loneliness one more time. And so we put it on, and we just thought it was very sexy. No.
I know, it's a
We
weird
thought it was-
adjective to
We
throw
thought
out,
it was
but-
very evocative and,
Yeah.
and lovely, and we worked on it some more, and it was kind of in pieces, different pieces. We put it
Chunked
together and tried to make sense of all the pieces, and that's what you hear on the record.
it seems like it's going to end up on a movie soundtrack at some point. It just really it's a
Well,
great album.
that's a great compliment.
It's wonderful. Tour starts tonight in Milwaukee, obviously somewhat intentionally, as in state as you can, right? Even though you're not living in Wisconsin anymore.
I am.
You're still in? Are you still in
I'm
Madison?
in Madison.
You are still in Madison. Okay, all right. Well, so then it is a drive away. That.
Yeah, I just drove in.
Well, we wanted to start out in a real small, intimate atmosphere
Yes.
for the first gig, so we chose Summerfest.
You think the world's largest outdoor music festival stands to reason. That you're doing Midwest and East Coast, right?
And back to Europe and all over the place.
And then everything.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Also, I have to mention Smart Studios documentary. I had the director on twice, and Butch was on for it. I haven't seen it all yet. The chunks I've seen is incredible, and it's always been such a cool story. Everything you guys have done within there and everything that's come out of there is just so interesting and impressive that's why the band Garbage to me always is just the one quote I saw. I don't quote YouTube comment section never again, but they're like, this band always never lives up to their band name. They go, they're perfect, and I'm like, God, that's like the nicest comment I've ever seen on YouTube ever. And it was about the new album, and I'm like, wow,
Oh,
That's
great.
unusual for you two.
it really is. Most people just
Snarky usually.
eat and drink hate, and then they just type.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that, and I can't agree with it more. It's a great album, and
Thank you so much.
Congrats with the rest
Cool.
of the tour.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Awesome.